Top 10 Best Adventure Movies of 2022. Adventure films are the best way to unwind. Seriously, they are all about getting away from your old life and going somewhere else. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel Netflix Tops, where we tell you about the top-rated movies and series on Netflix. So, grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of this video, because today's video is going to list down the top 10 best adventure movies of 2022. So, let's get started. Number 10. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is a 2022 superhero film based on the Marvel Comics superhero of the same name. The film is a sequel to Black Panther and Avengers Endgame. Queen Ramonda, Shuri, M'Baku, Okoye, and the Dora Milaje fight to protect their nation from intervening world powers in the wake of King T'Challa's death. As the Wakandans strive to embrace their next chapter, the heroes must band together with Nakia and Everest Ross to forge a new path for their beloved kingdom. At the dawn of King T'Challa's death, invading forces from around the world target Wakanda's vibranium, unleashing chaos, and it will be the duty of Shuri, M'Baku, Nakia, and Okoye to defend the nation, especially when a mysterious Mexican civilization emerges from the depths of the sea. Number 9. Disenchanted. Enchanted charmed its way onto the big screen in 2007, and its success warranted the fantasy musical received its own sequel titled Disenchanted. The film was a hybrid of traditional animation and live action, and the multimedia feature film permitted Disney to take a step forward in experimenting with how they presented royalty-inspired stories. Enchanted had the ability to honor Disney's most popular princesses, while executing an entertainment satire of its own tropes. It has been 10 years since Giselle, Amy Adams, and Robert Patrick Dempsey wed, but Giselle has grown disillusioned with life in the city, so they move their growing family to the sleepy suburban community of Monroeville in search of a more fairy tale life. Unfortunately, it isn't the quick fix she had hoped for. Suburbia has a whole new set of rules and a local queen bee, Melvina Monroe, Maya Rudolph, who makes Giselle feel more out of place than ever. Frustrated that her happily ever after hasn't been so easy to find, she turns to the magic of Andalasia for help, accidentally transforming the entire town into a real-life fairy tale and placing her family's future happiness in jeopardy. Number 8. Slumberland. Netflix's Slumberland is a children's fantasy film that follows a young girl named Nemo who loses her father. She then moves in with her dull uncle and travels to the titular world of dreams at night. The film is based on the comic strip Little Nemo in Slumberland by Winsor McCay. Slumberland opens with Nemo and her dad, Peter, living in a lighthouse, where the latter works as the caretaker. Nemo is homeschooled, learning how to survive in the wild and operate the lighthouse. The father often tells Nemo stories about the adventures with an imaginary friend named Flip. Their life is good, but things go bad as Peter is forced to sail out during a storm to assist the ship. What happens next? Go find out. Number 7. Avatar: The Way of Water. Jake, Sully, and Neytiri have formed a family and are doing everything to stay together. However, they must leave their home and explore the regions of Pandora. When an ancient threat resurfaces, Jake must fight a difficult war against the humans. Set more than a decade after the events of the first film, Avatar: The Way of Water tells the story of the Sully family, the trouble that follows them, the battles they fight to stay alive, and the tragedies they endure. Number 6. Black Adam. Nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with an almighty power of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. Reawakening after 5,000 years, Black Adam becomes the world's ruthless protector, an anti-villain to take on the likes of Superman and Wonder Woman. Now in the 21st century, Black Adam must face off against the Justice Society of America and its heroes, Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone. The fate of the world hangs in the balance. Number 5. Strange World. A Disney Animation Studios' new feature film Strange World. Farmer Searcher Clapp, Jake Gyllenhaal, and his family stumble into a breathtaking land deep beneath their hometown of Avalonia. But the storyline isn't just about discovering new places and conquering distant lands. While the movie visually draws from pulp science fiction comics and films, as well as French and Belgian adventure comics, director Don Hall cites the work of Studio Ghibli writer-director Hayao Miyazaki as one of the central influences for the movie's theme. This is a movie for kids and their parents to enjoy together. It will lead to some thoughtful discussions about environmental science and the choices we make as a society. It's also visually stunning, and the fantastic creatures and world that have been created are a delight. Number 4. Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor embarks on a journey unlike anything he's ever faced, a quest for inner peace. However, his retirement gets interrupted by Gore the God Butcher, a galactic killer who seeks the extinction of the gods. To combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who, to his surprise, inexplicably wields his magical hammer. Together, they set out on a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance. The fate of the universe hangs in the balance, complete with all the usual obligatory CGI monsters and a big fight at the end. Do Thor and the gang come out on top? Number 3. The Northman. Before embarking on his quest for vengeance, Amleth receives a warning that he will one day have to choose between kindness for his kin or hate for your enemies, a warning that marks the central theme of the Northman. The Northman is loosely based on the Norse mythology about a young Viking prince named Amleth, in Vita Amelethi. The story is about how Amleth manages to avenge the death of his father, King Arvindil, who was killed by his brother. Rather than using history as merely a setting or a plot device like so many other historical epics, The Northman fully immerses viewers in its history. And that is what makes the film so unique and captivating. It is entirely tied to its Viking world. It is this attention to historical accuracy that makes The Northman so special and unique. Eggers is able to paint a fascinating portrait of the cold and desolate Viking-era Iceland, full of strange rituals, bizarre costumes, and jarring perspectives. The Northman feels strange and foreign because it seeks to bring a sense of medieval authenticity, telling a story that would feel familiar, not to a modern audience, but to a medieval one. Number 2. Lyle Lyle Crocodile. Feature film based on the children's book about a crocodile that lives in New York City. Follows the title reptile who lives in a house on East 88th Street in New York City. Lyle enjoys helping the Prim family with everyday chores and playing with the neighborhood kids. But one neighbor insists that Lyle belongs in a zoo. Mr. Grumps and his cat, Loretta, do not like crocodiles, and Lyle tries to prove that he is not as bad as others might first think. When the Prim family moves to New York City, their young son Josh struggles to adapt to his new school and friends. All of that changes when he discovers Lyle, a singing crocodile that loves bats, caviar, and great music. The two become fast friends, but when the evil neighbor Mr. Grumps threatens Lyle's existence, the Prims must band together to show the world that family can come from the most unexpected places. Number 1. The Bad Guys. To avoid prison, a gang of notorious animal criminals pretend to seek being rehabilitated only for their leader to secretly find that he genuinely wants to change his ways. Basking in the glory of their success, Mr. Wolf's notorious bad guys are unequaled in thievery. However, all good things must come to an end, and for the first time in a long while, someone manages to outsmart the city's most wanted villains during an audacious heist. Now, as charm alone isn't going to cut it, the humiliated crime squad must do the unthinkable, rehabilitate for freedom's sake, and give goodness a second chance. However, can a leopard change its spots? What will it take for the unrepentant bad guys to become law-abiding citizens? And this brings us to the end of the video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.